Sure, here's a collection of Theodore Roosevelt's words and quotes. Believe you can and you're halfway there. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those timid spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Keep your eyes on the stars, and your feet on the ground. To educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads, and the boss drives. Nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. The best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage, and it is as much a duty of a gentleman to show courtesy to those whom he meets in the course of his daily business. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president or any other public official save exactly to the degree in which he himself stands by the country. It is patriotic to support him insofar as he efficiently serves the country. It is unpatriotic not to oppose him to the exact extent that by inefficiency or otherwise he fails in his duty to stand by the country. Old age is like everything else. To make a success of it, you've got to start young. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. The first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his weight. Keep on going, and the chances are that you will stumble on something, perhaps when you are least expecting it. I never heard of anyone ever stumbling on something sitting down. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president, or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but is morally treasonable to the American public. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. The most important thing is not to be afraid to take a chance. Remember, the greatest failure is not to try. The man who is impatient and refuses to wait is often the most discontented with what he receives. To live life well, a person must learn to be contented with little. It is a good thing to be rich, and it is a good thing to be poor, but the best thing is to be neither. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing, the next best thing is the wrong thing, and the worst thing you can do is nothing. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Manhood is a great thing, but the greatest of all things is the man who has lived and worked hard, but has not lost his soul. The joy in life is to be capable of handling its difficulties. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Nothing worth having comes easy. The greatest thing in life is not so much where we stand, but in what direction we are moving. Whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, "Certainly I can." Then get busy and find out how to do it. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Your aim should be to build a life of which you can be proud, through hard work, integrity, and courage. Greatness is not measured by what a man accomplishes but by the greatness of the sacrifices he makes in achieving those accomplishments. People who are doing the work that they love to do are the people who are most likely to succeed. Character, in the long run, is the decisive factor in the life of an individual or a nation. Life is not to be had lightly, it is a thing of great value and great risk. Don't hit at all if it is honorably possible to avoid hitting, but never hit soft. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. Without discipline, no matter how great the talent, it is hard to achieve success. One of the best ways to get yourself a reputation is to get to work and do something. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. It is better to be faithful than famous. At the end of the day, we are defined not by what we say, but by what we do. Greatness is not about achieving perfection, but about how we handle failure and overcome adversity. A man who has never made a mistake, has never made anything. You cannot make progress without making decisions. Be as good as your word, and do as you promised. Your integrity is more important than anything else. While you're on this earth, do everything you can to help others. The only thing that truly lasts is the good you do for others. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. The more you know about the past, the better prepared you are for the future. Use your strength to lift others up, not to push them down. There is no more noble cause than that of righting wrongs and fighting for justice. Take risks, for only then can you achieve greatness. There is no progress without challenge. A man is known by the company he keeps, and by the standards he sets. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. The greatest gift you can give to others is the ability to uplift them and help them believe in their own potential. Your actions define you more than your words ever will. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. One of the best ways to succeed is to find something worth doing and then do it with all your heart. The highest obligation and privilege of citizenship is that of bearing the burden of leadership in times of need. Every man has two lives. The second one begins when he realizes he has just one. Let us rather choose to be generous in our ideals than to be too critical in our judgments of others. Take pride in your work and what you do. Do it to the best of your ability. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those timid spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much. The more you know, the more you realize there is to know. Knowledge never ends. Never give up on a dream because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Do what you love and the money will follow. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be failure. Fortune favors the brave. The best way to lead is by example, not by command. Action is the antidote to despair. A man who has never been afraid to make a mistake will always be the first to take a stand. A person who works with determination and purpose, regardless of obstacles, will never fail. Perseverance is not a long race, it is many short races one after the other. Honesty and integrity are the foundations of trust, and trust is the glue that holds everything together. The measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Man is not the product of his circumstances. He is the product of his decisions. Work hard and hold fast to your dreams. One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Effort and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. It is better to be a lion for a day than a sheep all your life. Success is not just about what you accomplish in your life, but what you inspire others to do. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men. Victory belongs to the most persevering. To be a good leader, you must first be a good servant. Change is the greatest challenge, but also the greatest opportunity. You are as good as your word, and the things you say will come to define you. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. A man who is not afraid of making mistakes will often be the one who achieves greatness. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it. The real joy in life comes from making a difference in the lives of others. The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. Life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Strive for progress, not perfection. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Let us never forget that our children are our greatest treasure. Fortune favors the bold, but success requires perseverance and purpose. Don't wait for extraordinary opportunities. Seize common occasions and make them great. The best way to accomplish something is to begin it. The man who is really a man is he who stands up for his principles. Effort is the key to success. Without effort, there is no reward. Success is not just about making money, it is about making a difference.